Hafade. My name is Nick and welcome to another episode of the Side Quest. Today's beer is by the Guam Brewery and it is called Always Roasted. Always Roasted is actually a collaboration between Coffee Slut and Opake, two local companies. Coffee Slut provided the coffee beans for this Imperial Coffee Stout, and Opake supplied, I believe, the artwork slash can art. As you can see on here, there's a sun holding a cup of coffee, and I think the sun is used in a lot of Opake's t-shirt designs and other artwork. I think Opake is also a clothing slash art supply store. They do a lot of stuff with like I think spray cans and a lot of like urban graffiti, urban art. So which is actually a pretty cool place. I've been there I think once or twice. And Coffee Slut is a local coffee shop here, and I guess they started doing their own roasting, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I've been gone for 2 years, and I think right before I left, they were starting to be a little bit more popular and starting to grow a lot more. But this is going to be my first stout from the Guam Brewery, and I'm a little bit excited to get into it. I do miss stouts that I can easily get back in San Diego, so hopefully this lives up to the hype. So this beer is an Imperial Coffee Stout with locally roasted Ugandan and Tanzanian coffee and Madagascar vanilla beans. It is 61 SRM, 12.25 ABV, and 25 IBUs. So it's going to be dark because it's stout. It's going to be kind of high. It's a 12.25 ABV, and the IBUs are 25. So hopefully the bitterness is not too crazy. And I'm a little bit interested to see how they treat the vanilla in this one. I usually like I like leaning heavier on the vanilla than like sort of hints in the background. But they do have a little bit of a blurb on the back, so if you see the video, you can probably pause it and read it. I'm super excited to dive into this beer, so let's pour it out and see what it's all about. I'll be right back. So let's dive right into it. The pour was great. It's really dark. This is a really dark beer. Can't actually see through it. A little bit of a brownish tinge on the outside of this glass, but it's pretty much black. There was a little bit of head on this, but it didn't last long, maybe 3/4 of an inch, and it was like a nice mocha brown color, which is great. I don't mind that there's not that much bubbles in this one, but I can still see some coming up to the top of the surface in this beer, so I'm pretty sure the carb's gonna be fine. But yeah, let's put a nose on it. This is a good stout. The typical roasted barley notes are coming through, or some kind of roasted notes coming through. I do get the coffee. The coffee is it's very prominent in the beginning, like if you put your face inside of like a ground coffee container, that's the kind of smell I'm kind of getting. It's not super strong, but it is there and it's very noticeable. There is a little bit of a sweetness that's on the back end. That's like the last thing I kind of noticed on it. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the vanilla, like adding to that sweetness. I've noticed that like I'm kind of like not picking out vanilla correctly or what it's supposed to smell. But I guess as I drink a little bit more like vanilla laden beers, I can kind of understand like what vanilla is supposed to smell like in the beer, not like what it is when it's in ice cream or other things. So I'm pretty sure that sweetness in the back is the hint of vanilla. So this is going to be pretty interesting, and let's see how it does. Cheers. So this is actually a really good stout. I'm really digging it. The mouthfeel was great. It wasn't thick, it wasn't too thin. It was like sort of that nice medium where this kind of stout should be at. There is that definite roast that comes through, obviously it's a stout, but I don't think I was tasting a lot of like coffee like roastiness. It gave me the impression of just like regular stout roastiness. I did get a little bit of bitterness, and that kind of reminded me of like really strong black coffee, not necessarily like a hop bitterness, but like that coffee bitterness. It is a little bit of residual sweetness, and I don't think that's mainly the vanilla. I don't know what it is. It's kind of confusing because I don't really get a vanilla flavor coming out of it, but I do get like this sort of like slightly sweet finish, I guess. But overall, it's actually really good. I'm surprised that I'm actually gonna like it this much. This is 12.25%, and I didn't really get a lot of alcohol in it either. But let me try another sip. So that second sip, the vanilla does come through a little bit more. It's a like nice, soft sweetness. I'm trying so I can describe that correctly. Like, it's really nice softness to this beer, and I think that's the vanilla. I'm not mad at it. I really like it. This is still a little bit. It's probably at like 60 degrees. Hasn't like warmed up extremely high, but it does go well. That lack of like alcohol at 12.25% is great. That means I can just sip this the whole night. So if you're from Guam and you're trying to find a coffee stout, I'm sure you can probably get this. Last time I checked, Shell was selling these as long and 76. So they always have like a lot of cans. So last time I checked. But yeah, I think these cans like retail for around $6 or $7, I think. So this is really actually great for beer, 16 ounces and 12.25%. Can't go wrong. It's great. I'm relieved because back in San Diego, prices were crazy for something like this. It was like $8 to $10 probably for a can. But I'm happy to see a local brewery do well. It's not, obviously it's a good stout. It's not the best stout but I've ever had, but it's a good one and something that I hope they expand on in the future. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Once again, support your local breweries.